What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video I'm going to be discussing the upcoming UFC Perth card that's taking place, I believe, late September, because this card is, I'm going to wait until 15 seconds into the video so I don't get taken down. This card is fucking terrible. It's actually disgusting by the UFC that they've put this together as a fight night in an arena and are expecting people to pay money to go and attend this. And I'm proud of my fellow Australians for not paying for this card, because I went on to look to buy tickets, not that I was going to go myself, but I wanted to actually see if anyone was actually consuming this garbage. And fortunately people are not, because I don't know if you guys know, I don't know how much ticket prices cost elsewhere, but in Australia they charge dumb amounts of money. It's obviously less than pay-per-views, but they're charging $250 for minimum worst seats in the house for a card with Junior Tafa as the co-main event. So yeah, basically you guys would have seen this card already. It is not good. The main event is obviously passable, but there's zero other ranked fighters on the card. Actually no, there's one other ranked fighter on the card, and I guarantee you none of you can guess who it is. And that's how irrelevant the fight is. But yeah, this card's terrible, and sometimes I just want to shit on the UFC, because I do love when they do a good job. Like this coming weekend in Paris, they've put together an actual good fight night because they seem to care about that market, but clearly they don't care about Australia at all, because they're producing Ibo Aslan, Junior Tafa co-main events in 2025. So yeah, we're going to preview this card. I'm going to try not to talk for too long, especially because I'm not convinced how easily uploading these videos are. It took so long the last time I had to do one. So yeah, this is probably going to be a quicker-ish video. But anyway, like and subscribe. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you're hyped up for a Jimmy Crute feature fight in 2025. But let's get underway. As you can see, this fucking monstrosity, we're going to start off with obviously the main event, which I'm not going to spend too long on, because I want to spend longer on just complaining about this awful fight card. But the main event, Dominic Reyes, Carlos Ulberg, like I said, passable, relevant. You're probably looking at not the number one contender, but maybe the next after that, like Khalil versus Yuri Prohaska is a week later, and you'd have to imagine that being on the same card as the title fight, that's probably getting the next title shot. And the thing is, people on this card are being but you shouldn't care about big names, because the fights are going to be fun. And I'll talk about all of these fights in a second, their potential to actually be fun, because I'm sure we'll probably get some highlight reel finishes just based on how dog shit some of these fighters are. But okay, so your point is, you shouldn't care about high level fights, because you should just care about the product and how the fight's going to be in execution. And I'm just kind of thinking, I'm not convinced this fucking main event is going to be very good in execution. As well, another thing on this card, there's 15 fights, I believe, right now, and there's rumors of adding a 16th. So we've got, this card is stacked full of just fucking mid. I've seen people be like, UFC Perth is stacked. More fights does not equal stacked. I can build a 10-fight card right now for Australia that would be better than this potential 16-fight card. We did not need all this, bro. We did not need Michelle Montagu versus Luana Carolina, and we did not need to just put an unranked heavyweight Dana White Contender Series fight. This fight was literally scheduled for Dana White Contender Series. They just decided to up and move it. This fucking card. We do not need all of this, bro. And also, we lost, the second best fight on the card, which was Daniel Santos versus Ju Sang Yu. So that's fun. Not. Okay, anyway. But main event, I'm thinking picking Reyes just for the vibes, because I fucking hate Carlos Ulberg. And this is why I'm not even that looking forward to the main event, because, Reyes might win. I don't think Reyes is KOing Ulberg, which is my issue. I don't know. It's tough, because Ulberg is incredibly fucking boring when he fights in a style that he wants. He just turns into Adesanya, just hip feint maxing the whole fucking time, and just on the outside, city kickboxing extraordinaire. It's a miracle that fucking Dan Hooker fights at CKB with how fun he is, because that gym, it's sort of like the Eric Nixick fucking bullshit. I swear Eugene Behrman's become the Eric Nixick of Oceania, just turning these fun potential fighters Adesanya, who has KO power, or maybe not KO power, but KO potential, and can fight in a really fun manner, and we've seen that, and he just turns him into range kicking Vittori for 5 rounds. Carlos Ulberg can sleep Alonzo Menefield in 12 seconds and Nikolai Nigamarianu and all these guys and Ihor Peteria, or he can jab and low kick his way to a split decision win against Jan Blachowicz. It's not there's a very high potential that this main event is fucking mid. So just for vibes and just because I'm rooting it into existence, I'm praying it into existence, I'm just gonna pick Reyes because like fuck Carlos Ulberg. But yeah, I don't know, this main event, like, it's cool, I guess, and hopefully Reyes wins, but I'm not overly sold that this is going to be that fun, and this is the only, like, relevant fight on the card. So anyway, let's move on. So, the co-main event of the evening. Fucking, what is going on? Fuck off. This fucking bullshit, Junior Tafa versus Ebo Arslan. It's a co-main event in 2025. This is what I mean with this card. I'm going to go through it at the end, but like, alright, we got Junior Tafa, who, if my calculations serve me correctly, is, I believe, like a whopping 2-4 or some shit in the UFC. He's got the wins over Parker Porter and Sean Sheriff, and then he's got losses to Muhammad Usman. He's got a loss to Walter Walker. He's got a loss to De Lima. He's got a loss to Taco Tacos. Did he have another loss? No, I think that's got to be it, surely. Surely he didn't lose again. I think he's 2-4 in the UFC. So we got big 2-4 in the UFC versus, I believe, Ebo Arslan's 2-2, with the wins over Turkalj and Sequeira, and then losses to Kutalaba and Elikana. So yeah, we got 2-4 versus 2-2 in the co-main event. Just fucking Dana White, appreciate you, mate. Good job. I'm not even going to give predictions for these fights. Like, who the fuck is... I hate myself for picking Junior Tafa against Taco Tacos, because, like, I've hated Junior Tafa for ages. Real ones in the streams know, and probably in the videos, I know, I fucking despise the Tafa brothers. So just out of principle, even though I think Ebo Arslan's dog shit, I think I just have to pick him to win, because the one time I broke my fucking self-promise to never pick a Tafa brother to win a fight, because I did pick Teixeira, I picked Walter Walker to beat Junior, I picked Teixeira to beat Justin, so like, I've been picking against these dudes. I think I picked him to beat Parker Porter, obviously, but like, I hate the Tafa brothers, so yeah, anyway, let's move on to the next fight, whatever fucking abomination this is. Now, this is like one of the fights where the people that are arguing like, oh, but it doesn't matter about name value because it'll be fun. Like, this is one of the fights that'll probably be fun. Jack Jenkins is a fun fighter. Now, I know that I've called him mid, I picked Gabriel Santos to whoop him up, and he did. Because, like, I think it's just kind of the reality of a lot of these Australian fighters. Like, we got the Volks and the JDMs and the Whitakers, but we also just have the fucking Jamie Malarkeys. And I think Jenkins is clearly better than that, but he's also clearly not ranked caliber. And so, like, okay, cool, it'll be fun. And Ramon Tavares, I think, has missed weight, like, multiple times, moving up to featherweight. Like, fun guy, should be fun. Had a great fight with Series City. Lost to Davey Grant. So, like, again, a lot of these are set-up fights for the Aussies. And Jack Jenkins, when he's doing his thing against an opponent that is beatable for him, should be fun. But, like, brother, Jack Jenkins is not a fight night feature fight. Like, and this was my worry, because I'm like, can we get more fight nights in Australia? But then what happens when they do fight nights is they don't care about, like, and this is another separate rant I have, which I'm not going to go into major detail. I could go into heavy detail. And I will. And I will go into heavy detail. But, like, this is what I mean. Like, bro, same things happened with, like, 293. They just booked 290 with, like, 5 fucking Australian/New Zealand fighters on there and just said, you know what? Yeah, no chance any of these guys are going to turn around. Who cares? Yeah, we can do a Taito Ivasa co-main event. Like, the pay-per-views, apart from, like, Volk was good just for the main, but the rest of that card was fucking mid. And then Adesanya Dricus card was good, but the Strickland Dricus card was awful. And this is what I mean, like, these fight nights were just, like, they're not going to be good. Like, we can't do Volk or JDM, who are our two, like, best fighters right now, because they've got belts, and you can't put a championship belt on a fight night. And then Whitaker just fought. Urseg just fought. Maybe they can scrape him on there, which would kind of save it a little bit. Like, that would at least give us something. If they could put, like, an Urseg versus Charles Johnson, or an Urseg versus, like, someone on there, maybe, like, a Cap or something, that'd be good. And I'd be like, alright, sick. But other than that, this card is just dog shit. Like, Jenkins, Tavares. Like, you know the card is bad when you're pointing to, like, Jack Jenkins, both guys coming off a loss, to have a fun scrap as, like, a defense of this card being not awful. Like, this is legitimately an Apex card. Like, I'm sorry, if you just take away the fact that they're all Australian and it's like, okay, you're theming it, this is just an Apex card. Like, quality-wise, this is an Apex card. And I would still call this a mid-Apex card. Like, we've served up better Apex cards this year. We've had better ones this year, but no, like, anyway. Fucking, let's move on. Like, brother, Jimmy Crute, Ivan Erslan, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I'm picking Jimmy Crute. Like, fuck it, this is what I mean, bro. Jake Matthews, Neil Magny's the probably second, like, most relevant fight on the card. Like, I'm sorry, this is not a defensible fight card. You have options. You still have Kai. You still have, I guess, Urseg. And, like, you could have done some other things. Like, Quillan Salkild and Cody Haddon are two of Australia's more fun fighters outside the rankings. They're not on here. Like, what are we doing? Like, we've no Dan Hooker, no Adesanya, no Kai. Like, no, like, even the New Zealanders we couldn't get on here. Like, I don't know, fucking Tai Tuivasa blobulous asses walking around at 350 fucking pounds. Like, what's the point? Like, I'm not trying to have Jimmy Crute fucking feature fights and Neil Magny, like, being the second most... Like, Neil Magny's the third most relevant name on this card. Like, if you go to a casual and say... No, he's probably the second. I would genuinely say Neil Magny is probably more known amongst casuals than Carlos Ulberg. It'd be Reyes, because he beat Jones, and then it'd literally, like, Neil Magny. They'd just be like, oh, that's the Unk guy, yeah? Like, that's... And casuals wouldn't know him, but, like, just, like... If you built your way up the UFC, like, casual test, the second fighter they would get to would probably be Neil Magny. And he's fucking 42, coming off a win over Zaleski dos Santos. Like, this card's ass. Like, cool, Jake Matthews will probably win, and it'll be fun-ish, I guess. But Jake Matthews is also susceptible to being a bit boring at times. Like, that Phil Rowe fight was fucking ass. Anyway, let's move on. Like, bro, we're much awaiting the replacement opponent for Tom Nolan. Like, this is what this card's come to. Like, okay, Alban Elliott, Jonathan Mikhailov's good. Like, that's cool, I guess. That should be fun. Like, other fights. But, like, what the fuck are we doing? What is this card? I hate this shit so much. Because, and if this sells out, if Dana won't even be at this card, but if what the fuck the kid's name? Like, who's that guy that's always just at the press conferences when Dana's not there? He's like, yeah, I can't answer your question right now, but yeah, that's what we're looking to do. I just do the Dana White impression for press conference responses, but like, yeah, he's like, yeah, guys are definitely looking to get that done. Like, dude, what's the point? Just don't even show up. But he's gonna go and just be like, he'll rock up at the press conference and be like, yeah, see, people were shitting on... If he goes out and says, like, yeah, attendance sellout gate was $7.5 billion. Like, dude, if this sells out, I'm gonna feel disgraced by my countrymen. Like, dude, you cannot sell this arena out, please. Like, please, I need him to go and be like, yeah, attendance was 3,000. The gate was $220. Like, I don't know. I just need this card to just do so shit because the UFC needs to know that they can't serve up just for Apex prelims and it be considered an actual fucking fight card. Anyway, let's move on. UFC, they saw, hey, you know, we got Junior Tafa on here. Hey, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice. They got two Tafa brothers on here, bro. We do not need two Tafa brothers on this card. This could have very easily been a 12-fight card without two Tafa brothers, without Luana Carolina versus Michelle Montague, without that random fat blob contender series fight, and instead, I've just taken 4 fights off. Instead, we can add Quillan Salkild, we can add Steve Urseg, and we can add Cody Haddon. And then we have one less fight, so we got 14 even. Bang, that's a good card. Not overly stacked, not stacked, but like not overly like loaded with just bullshit. And the fights are much better, because you take away the shit, and then you replace it with good, or at least better than like terrible. Like Quillan Salkild is actually like a fun fighter, and a good name at 55 to watch. Cody Haddon is good, like, but no, we got to make way for these fucking fat blobs and the Tafa brothers, and they should have just been like, I could have said fat blobs and that would have included the Tafa brothers, but like, you know what I mean, like Justin Tafa versus some random fucking guy. Like, they're just signing. The UFC's heavyweight division is that ass that they're literally just like, yeah, you know what? What's the question? Contender series? No, you guys can just come straight to the big leagues. You're ready, kid. Hey, your BMI is under 30? Yeah, you're good to go. Apex main event for you. You're getting Derek Lewis in your debut. Like, this is what I'm like. What the fuck is this, bro? This heavyweight division's so ass. We've just signed some random blob to fight Justin Tafa. We've signed 2 random blobs off contender series without even fighting. They don't even need to prove themselves for the contract. They don't even need to jiggle at range for 15 minutes for Dana to sign them. Be like, listen, this kid's badass. Anyway, like, Navajo Sterling, Rodolfo Bellato. Like, how many more Navajo Sterling fights is it going to take to prove that this dude is not that good? Like, off Contender Series, everyone's like, this guy's a problem. Listen, this kid's talented. Like, okay, cool, he's young, he can improve. But, like, this is just Olberg. This is just white Carlos Olberg. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Anyway, let's move on. Hey, this is the well-known... this is one of 3 ranked fighters on the card here. Luma Lookboom. Listen, kid, badass fight. And I know these fucking hardcores are glazing Loma Lookboom like she's good. This bitch took a Stella Nunes to a competitive decision. This girl took a 6-5 as Stella Nunes, who literally hasn't won a fight in the fucking UFC, to a close decision and be like, I don't know, bro, Luma Lookboom. She's from Thailand. She trains at fucking Bang Tao with Volk, bro. Like, shut up. She's not good. But, like, unironically, the winner of this fight with fucking her and Alexia Tainario is... But, like, Luma Lookboom was paying $1.09. She was, like, minus $9.50. And I just, like, couldn't... I was like, fuck, my betting week's awful. Let me just take an extra fucking $4 profit. So I just bet, like, all the money I had in my betting account on Loma Lookboom to beat literal, without a win in the UFC, Estela Nunes. And she made me sweat. Like, she made me be like, shit, I might have just lost the rest of my fucking money. Like, this girl is ass. Anyway, let's move on. Alright. Yeah, Mikalefis Orban Elliott. This is actually not a bad fight. Jonathan Mikhailov is better than I thought. I thought this guy was just going to be so mid. He looked decent against Giuseppe. But, like, again, this is what we're looking at. Like, dude, bro, what are you saying, bro? This you're casual. You're not hyped up for this card. Hey, Jonathan Mikalefis Orban Elliott's a banger, dude. Like, yeah, cool. It's 2 unranked welterweights with less than 6 combined fights in the UFC. Like, I'm sorry, if we're looking at that as like a sneaky under the radar fight to save the card, we're not having this conversation. Like, this card is not good. Anyway, let's move on. We got Colby Thickness versus Josiah Musasa. Again, both 0-1 in the UFC. Jamie Malaki versus Rolando Bedoya, both negative records by far. How is Jamie Malaki still signed? Not sure. How is Bedoya still signed? Couldn't tell you. You know, as I said, the highly anticipated debut of Michelle Montagu. You know, hardcores will be telling you they've been watching her since her fucking amateur days, bro. She's a savage. She's an absolute tough cookie. She's a marauder. You know, she's gonna run over Luana Carolina. You know, that's just this is a kid to watch. Listen, this girl's a promising prospect. Like, she might be next for the belt. Like, Luana Carolina's, again, like, these records are abysmal. But, like, I genuinely think if you got the combined record of, like, let me think, which fight? Like, I think I could cherry pick, I'd say, like, 8 of the 15 fights on this card and get the combined record, and I think I could create, like, no joke, like a fucking 50% win rate. Like, basically 500 level fighter. Like, we can in the UFC record wise, like, probably less. I could take like 10 fighters from this card and combine their records and it would be negative. Like, that's how bad we're looking with this fucking card. But yeah, Luana Carolina's a fucking marauder. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is the main event, people's main event. You know, how do you not put 2 people without a fucking photo on the prelims? Listen, we're just doing contenders. Like, I would actually appreciate it if this actually was just declared to not be a UFC fight, and this is just a contender series fight that they've added, and it's like the winner of this gets a contract. Like, they're like, all right, we're doing a live. That'd actually be kind of cool. That would make me less upset about this if these 2 both weren't just pre-signed. Like, if this was just a contender series fight, that they're like, fuck it, let's put it in Australia, and then afterwards, just Dana White just tells them in the cage if they got a contract or not. Like, that'd be valid. Like, this guy just blobs his way to a split decision. Yeah, listen, kid, you're not fucking ready. You're not ready for this absolute murderer's row of a heavyweight division. Listen, you're not ready for Chris Barnett. Mo Usman would give you problems. Like, you're cooked. Like, they would actually be cool, because Dana's been talking about, like, oh, we want to take contender series on the road. If they did this as, like, a trial contender series in an arena kind of thing, I actually wouldn't mind that. But, like, still, we don't need this on this card. Like, I could cut this down in terms of fighters who shouldn't be on the roster. These 2, the fucking Luana Carolina should not be on the roster. Malaki and Bedoya, let's count fighters who shouldn't be on the roster. Junior Tafa, Justin Tafa, Ibo Aslan, Ivan Erslan objectively shouldn't be signed. Jamie Malarkey, Rolando Bedoya, these two blobs, Luana Carolina. What are we doing? There's another one. Who else? You can probably pull together a few more. Andre Petrosky's debatable, you know. That he's up next. Like Petrosky versus fucking Cam Rouston. Like, dude, I'm not predicting this heavyweight blobfest. Like, I'm not gonna put that in my prediction. I can't be fucked. And if someone's like, oh, bro, you're cherry picking, someone's gonna be like, bro, you're cherry picking which fights, bro. Your prediction rate's fraudulent because I didn't pick these two blobs that just literally got moved from a contender series. But yeah, like Cam Rouston versus fucking Andre Petrosky, bro. Like Dana was hyped up about Cam Rouston beating some random bum on contender series. He's like, yeah, listen, I just talked to Mick. He said, yeah, the Australia card's full. They already got 16 fights. Guess fucking what? We need 17. We need Cam Rouston, Andre. And you gave him a shit matchup for his debut. Did you not literally watch him last series just get strength maxed by Torres Finney? Like, I'm sorry. People are saying, like, oh, bro, this card's... Like, this is not just, like, there's a bunch of Esteban Riboviches on the card. Like, this is not just, like, there's a bunch of underrated hardcore bangers. Like, no. If I'm looking at this objectively being, like, what's going to be fun? I can't even say Arslan versus Tafa is going to be fun because both their last fights were dog shit. The main event has a decent chance of being mid. Co-main event has a very good chance of being mid. Jake Matthews, Neil Magny, maybe Matthews can get a finish, but like Matthews is not some exhilarating fucking fighter to watch unless he's fighting Andre Fialho. Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Erslan, banger. Like, no, like this card's ass. Navajo Sterling has not been overly fun in any of his UFC fights. What's it called? Fucking, what's the kid's name? Jack Jenkins Tavares. That's one that I'm like, okay, what are we confident's going to be fun? Jenkins Tavares will be fun. What the fuck else, dude? Like, Malarkey, Bedoya, fucking maybe. Tafa, like, Justin, maybe. Like, I can't look at you and be like, yeah, this is a banger. Like, I can look at Esteban Ribovic versus Elvis Brenner and say banger. I can look at Kevin Vallejo's Danny Silva and say banger. I can look at Mateusz Rebecki and Chris Duncan and say banger. And that's not just because they turned out to be bangers. I was talking about that card for months beforehand, being like, this is a low-key banger Apex card. We lost a couple fights. We lost Finney versus Bakov. But, like, that was like, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a fun card. I can't, and that's in the Apex. I can't do that here and be like, yeah, these are all going to be bangers. So, like, first of all, there's no name value. And second of all, even the no name value fights still might be fucking mid as shit. So yeah, anyway, I'm done with this video, bro. This card's ass. Please don't. If you're an Australian watching this, please don't pay for this shit. Please don't buy it. Like, buy tickets to this. It's not worth it. Also, can these fuckheads go to Melbourne? Melbourne or Sydney at least. Like, if you're gonna make a dog shit card, at least don't make people fly across the fucking country for it. If someone, I swear to God, if you pay multiple hundreds of dollars for a flight across the country and then multiple more hundreds of dollars for tickets to this dog shit event, you are a disgrace of a person. Spend your money on something else. But anyway, that's it. Yeah, those are my main 3 points. Cards ass, no name value, whatever. Separate rant. Can we have cards in Melbourne, please? Third point, can we stop timing this shit absolutely terribly? And also, we could have made this a pay-per-view. There's no pay-per-view in September. Why could we not have put Volk on? I know they want to do JDM Islam in fucking MSG. That's fine. We could have still done Volk. This card could have been, let me tell you, pay-per-view-wise, this could have been Volkanovski versus Movzar. Like, this was before the injury. Volkanovski versus anyone. It could have been Adesanya versus Costa co-main, for all I give a fuck about. Adesanya, anyone co-main. We could have had Dan Hooker feature fight, or a Kai Kara-France feature fight, or a Steve Ercik feature fight. We could have had one of those. We could have had Carlos Olberg, Dominic Reyes still on the card. We could have had a Steve Ercik, like us. This is the names. Volk, Izzy, regardless of Whittaker, whatever, or JDM. We could still have, this could be the card, like, Volk, Izzy, Hooker, Kai, Erceg in separate fights, because they already obviously fought each other. And then you can get your Matthews. And then you can get, but these are the names that should be the main card. And then prelims should be like, Jake Matthews in separate fights. Jake Matthews, Quillan Salkild, Cody Haddon, Jonathan McAuliffe, Jack Jenkins, who else? Let me think. Like, you can fucking put Colby Thickness on there, I guess. But, like, this is what I mean. This card did not need, like, half of these fights. And you can chuck the fucking Michelle Montagu bitch on there as well. Like, chuck Cam Raston for all I fucking care. But, like, this could have been a pay-per-view. And without the pay-per-view aspect, just a fight night, Adesanya could have main event. We could have had Izzy main and then Oldberg co-main. Like, clearly you guys don't care about location when it comes to fucking main events. Like, we main evented Abu Dhabi with Whittaker versus Dorita. Like, we don't care. We main evented Azerbaijan with two fucking hoods. Like, with two anti-dobers. Like, we clearly don't care about, like, countrymen main eventing the card. So that's irrelevant. And yeah, you could have got Izzy. Obviously, no, Izzy needs to be for the big card. But, like, even, okay, let's just say that. With what we've got, we still could have had an Urseg fight and a Kai fight. Neither of them took that much damage in their last fights. Kai especially, fighting in July. Where the fuck was the turnaround from you? And maybe that's announced. And by the time you watch this video, that fight's we're going to have a Kai Kara-France fight on this card. But yeah, and we could have got Sal killed, we could have got Haddon, but no, they just dropped the ball with all of it. Anyway, guys, goodbye, like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a fucking hike on the Great Wall of China for like the next 2 days, so I probably won't be able to get a video out because I'm going to be staying in a fucking farmhouse while we're there. And then after that, Thursday, I'll probably get a video out there. I'm going to go visit Tiananmen Square. So yeah, that'll be fun. Also, there's like a fucking like military parade going on in the streets of Beijing like tomorrow. So we got to get out of the fucking city to go, or get out of like main town Beijing, because otherwise we're going to get locked in a hotel. So that's the update on China for you guys. I'll be back in like 2 weeks. Anyway, guys, goodbye.